Hi. In the earlier lecture, we learned about how to artificially inject a delay into the microservices using the fault and fixed delay. Now, let's understand how to override the hard-coded timeout within the microservices using virtual service. So within the product page, we have the timeout as 3 seconds, and for the reviews, we have the timeout as 10 seconds for version 2 subset and 2.5 seconds timeout for other subset. Let's get into the virtual services and check the current status. If I get into the Istio configuration and get into the ratings virtual service, it's having a time delay of 2 seconds. Now let me get into the reviews virtual service, and reviews virtual service, it is having the destination as version 2. So automatically it is going to have the timeout as 10 seconds. Let me go ahead and make a sample request and see how this particular application is going to behave. So it's going to have a time delay of 2 seconds from the ratings, and accordingly the response from the details page will also get delayed by 2 seconds. I can verify that from the Jaeger UI. Let me find the traces. This is the trace that happened a few seconds ago. It got the response in 2.04 seconds. Because the delay was injected because of the ratings that we had. It got the response after 2 seconds. Now I am going to inject a timeout of 0.5 seconds for version 2. If I change this particular timeout as 0.5 seconds, what will happen? The ratings microservice will have a delay of 2 seconds, and reviews version 2 subset will give the response back within 0.5 seconds, saying it did not get the response back, and I will not be having any ratings within the page. Let me go ahead and update the virtual service, or directly I can go ahead and paste the YAML file within the console. So I'm going to update the reviews virtual service, where I have hard-coded the timeout as 0.5 seconds for the subset version 2. That is configured. Let me go ahead and verify that within the Kiali console. Get into the reviews, and within the YAML file, I do have timeout as 0.5 seconds. So what should happen? The reviews microservice will time out in 0.5 seconds, and it will not wait for the ratings because it is going to delay for 2 seconds, and it will give the response back without the ratings. Let me go ahead and access the page. Yes. So it timed out in 0.5 seconds. Let me go ahead and verify that using the Jaeger UI. Let me find the traces. So what happened? The reviews, it gave the timeout error within 0.5 seconds, and the reviews, even though it was waiting for 2 seconds to get the response from the ratings, the product page couldn't make use of the reviews, and so the reviews are not available. And it did try that twice because the default retry is 2. So after 0.5 seconds, it made the second attempt. In the second attempt also, reviews gave the timeout in 0.5 seconds, that is 500 milliseconds, and the reviews, it was still waiting for the response from the ratings and got the response as well, but couldn't make use of within the product page because already the reviews got timed out in 500 milliseconds and the error got displayed. So that's why we did not have the reviews. This is how we will be injecting the timeout using the virtual service. So within the Kiali console, I can verify that once again. Let me access the page a few times and verify the Kiali graph. So here's where it got the response saying it got timed out, and it did not give the reviews. So we learned about how to inject the timeout using the virtual services as a part of reviews. Within the YAML file, we added the timeout for this particular destination 0.5 seconds. Again, this will be used for testing purpose, where it's going to give the timeout in this particular duration. In case if I get the response back within this particular duration, that is 0.5 seconds, I may get the output. Let me change this to say 2.5 seconds. Now let me go ahead and access the web UI. Yes, I got the response. Now, because the rating was delaying for 2 seconds, I can get into the ratings, virtual service, and within the YAML file, I do have a fixed delay of 2 seconds, and the same thing should get reflected within the Jaeger UI as well. Let me get into the trees. Here, I got the response within 2 seconds, and the timeout is defined as 2.5 seconds. So by this way, I can modify the values within the YAML file using the Kiali console and try out various scenarios and the combinations using fixed delay and the timeout and how the behavior is changing within the microservices. So this proves setting the right timeout for the microservices very important within the microservice architecture within the cloud native applications using the microservice architecture. Now let me go ahead and delete the application. In case if you are done with trying out all the combinations, you can go ahead and clean up the entire application using this particular script available as a part of the samples. This is going to delete all the entities that got created right from the virtual services, destination rules, gateway, pods, deployments, replica sets, and the services. Let me go ahead and execute the script. It's going to ask for the namespace. Yes, I created everything within the default namespace. And it's going to delete everything within few minutes. The entire namespace should be clean so that I can try out the next use case. So in a quick summary, we learned about how to make use of the timeout and fixed delay within the virtual services and try out different combinations and learn the importance of timeout setting within the microservices.